they started gathering cattle down in Texas and stuff like that, and they had no way of transportation back in those days from Texas, say to Chicago or Wisconsin. Cattle were loaded onto the cars, you got your paycheck, it was time to sit back and kind of like spring break. So, the saloons were open, and then of course, you take guys who are a little bit inebriated, we want to show off to the girls, I can do this better than you can do it. And thus it was on. I can ride this horse, this is the baddest horse we got. Nobody can ride him. Well, he goes out there and chow and gets on, and of course, people started gathering around seeing this stuff, and then the guys who were doing it's like, man, all these people, they might pay somebody, Buffalo Bill Cody or guys like that, would say, man, people are liking watching this. Maybe we can charge money. I can make a little money. I get these cowboys out there. They're not very smart anyhow. They just like doing it, I can give them $1. So, they started doing these different events, even in the roping, I can rope better than you, And back in the day, they'd all just park the trucks in a circle. And that was your event. I mean, if the horse jumped on your truck and kept going, well, we just let him go, we'll catch him later sometime. So, it's a lot different now, but those early beginnings were, I know had to be pretty wild and western.
So on the count of 3, all I want you to do is just clap your hands. 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm not one of the best in the business, but I've made a living at this now for almost 50 years. I'd hate to even hear a tape from the first rodeo that I ever announced. It had to be terrible. I realized I could live a lot longer talking about it than I could actually doing it.
When I started this rodeo, it barely broke the ground of 1, and I started on a breath and a prayer. I didn't have any money or really any support. It was just a thought. With that said, when the dust settled on that first rodeo in 1994, there was $400 left in the checking account, $403 to be exact. And Justin was going out here to college at the time, and I wrote a check for the amount that was in the checking account, gave it to him, closed out the checking account, and said, I don't know if I want to do this again. But my daddy always said, you get knocked down, you get up. If you get bucked off a horse, you get back on. So here we are, 32 years later.
The 2 horses, teeth roping.
My dad was a bareback rider in the rodeo when he started, then became a bullfighter and rodeo clown. We lived in a travel trailer, for the first 5 years of my life, so I didn't have a choice. It was the coolest thing I ever knew, was to be a rodeo clown.
Keep going. Keep going, let me see.
And so I picked there at 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, of course, I'll do this for the rest of my life. Me and my dad are best friends. I call him every day about all my questions, and it's because it's all I have done is grown up traveling with him. It's one of the best ways to, I think, grow up is to be right there with, your parents and to see the world and travel like that. I want to be a friend to everybody. So even in this arena, I want to be a friend to the crowd. And so I walk around the arena for the very first event, and I wave to every kid that makes eye contact with me. And I mimic their wave back so they know it's for them. If they go like this, whatever they do, I wave it, a mimic exact back. And then I made a friend with that kid. To outside of the arena, to be nice to everyone and to make friendships is a big thing. So yeah, I've learned a lot to being a clown.
This coming September, I'll be associated with that rodeo 43 years. Somewhere along the road back then is where I got the nickname Mr. Rodeos, because anybody would say, if you sit down with Reuben, he's going to talk rodeo. If you don't want to hear about rodeo, don't sit down and talk to him. What we Justin and Deegan and I, what we try to do is to put on an event called Rodeo. But the old expression years ago, you've seen one rodeo, you've seen them all. And that might have been the case back then. But my goal is that the crowd leaves here. They don't just hate one thing that they really liked, but they mention several things that they really like. Making sure everything that's supposed to be in the arena, that's in the arena when it's supposed to be, it's like a big play. A lot of work, sweat and tears, but I love it.
To me, just watching him with the rope, it's just like an extension of his body, which I think is so cool. I think sometimes people watch him and they don't know how hard it is because how easy he makes it look. But that's just because he's had a rope in his hand just forever since he was 9. He used to sleep with a rope under his pillow.
So I'm 5th generation cowboy, which means my dad trained horses, my uncle, my grandpa, my little brother actually rides saddle broncs. But when I was 9, I got a trick roping kit for Christmas and moved all the furniture back, and I really liked it. Got really in love with the Western arts. We grew up watching like Gunsmoke and Tombstone, and like I always wanted to be that silver screen cowboy, and trick roping, the whip crack, and the gun spin all kind of played part of it. And before I knew it, I got to perform at like small little open rodeos and birthday parties, and it kind of grew into bigger and bigger rodeos. Her, it's a lot more commitment. Like me, I couldn't do it. Like it scares me. It scares me watching her. It takes a level of, she's scared of nothing.
As far as an element of fear goes, like in what I do, I don't think you can be afraid. You know, maybe if I know I'm gonna go try something new or something hard, you know, maybe as I'm tacking up and I'm getting ready, I can be afraid. But I work with horses and you can't be afraid, for one thing, when you're on them because they feed off of your energy.
It's easy to admire her on what she does. I used to think I worked at things, and she raises the bar. Like she'll try a trick, and then it's not like she's never content. There's never like a level of, I did this, it's good enough, let's move on.
Yeah, especially when the other end is your wife. You don't want to hit her. That's for sure. Ooh, that's getting small.
Iron sharpens iron, and I think it's good to have a partner that you always feel like you're trying to keep up, catch up, because but she would do it by herself, and now I get to play catch up.
One of my favorite parts about this is when the little girls come up and talk to me, you know, and I hope that they can see, maybe they don't want to be a trick rider, but you know, that girl's doing what, you know, what she wants to be doing, and you know, she's really strong, and you know, yeah, if I want to do something, I can work really hard and I can do it too.
My daddy brought me to, I guess you'd say, might have been my first rodeo when I was 6, 7 years old. I was one of those kids that used to be under the bleachers looking through the cracks, you know. Everywhere I wasn't supposed to be, that's where I was. So, but anyway, it's just been in my blood all my life.
They just finished the Miracle Rodeo last night in Montgomery, in my hometown. Our hometown rodeos this weekend, the same weekend that Mr. Rubin has this, and then I've been involved with Mr. Rubin in this rodeo at Ocala for 20 plus years, and I'm hooked here. This is where I want to be at.
I grew up as the little kid playing in the dirt in one of these arenas like this, and for me to come and to play with one of those kids, hopefully he gets to do it. So it's just the whole circle of the dream.